It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis gone. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. That's at DMac_LA. So the Dodgers, they lose today 5-4. They now drop to 31-22, 2.5 games back of the Padres in the NL West. Now the Giants are just a half game back of the Padres in the NL West. But the Dodgers, they dropped 3 of 4 in this weekend series against San Francisco. And like I said, it was a giant disappointment this weekend, especially when you have 3 of your best starters going up against the San Francisco Giants. And all 3 really struggled at times with Walker Buehler, Julio Urias, and today with Clayton Kershaw. Gives up a couple more home runs. He's now given up 5 home runs in his last 4 starts. So Clayton Kershaw, that start trending in the wrong direction. But really, when you look at it, the Dodgers offense, it comes alive late. Albert Pujols was able to get that 2-run bomb there for his 670th home run of his career. But this Dodgers offense mustered just up 5 hits, and they just couldn't get it going against Gausman. They're lucky that Gausman went out when he did. Otherwise, he could have cruised to a possibly 8-inning, 9-inning game. He could have thrown a complete game. He goes out throwing 72 pitches there in the 6th inning. But, yeah, this Dodgers offense has been extremely quiet, and we thought that maybe these bats have woken up. But if you look at it, the Dodgers this week, they hit 182 in this past week, and the Dodgers offense really has kind of gone back to sleep. This week alone, they finished with the 28th worst batting average in baseball. So the bats were just absolutely cold all week, anemic offense. But I know we have a lot to talk about. It was a bad day for LA sports. The Lakers go down. The Dodgers, they lose their 3rd game out of 4 against the San Francisco Giants. But still right in the mix in the NL West. Lots of things to improve upon. But let me know down below in the comments. Why did the Dodgers lose today? Slice up that blame pie. Was it the Dodgers offense? Was it Clayton Kershaw ineffective early? He did not look sharp. The fastball velo, the cutter wasn't sharp. It gives up the 2 bombs there to Dubon and Slater. But let me know down below in the comments. Why did the Dodgers lose today? But let's get right into this comment section. We got, if Lux is on base, we would have tied. That's from Yobani. Not happy champs win more than 4 out of 7. We got, bring in Mike Scioscia to lead this team. I don't think that, we got 3rd place Dodgers, Albert Lopez. We got Pujols and Muncy did their jobs. Yeah, Max Muncy came in there. His 18-game on-base streak was in jeopardy. And what does he do? He gives you a 2-run shot. It was actually the 8th home run, the 100th home run in his career, which is really exciting to see. His 13th of the season. And, yeah, Max Muncy, bottom of the 8th. Barnes doubles to start the 8th, and it was the first chance with runners in scoring position since the 2nd inning for the Dodgers. And then he balks, allowing Barnes to advance to 3rd, then Turner and CT3. They just missed fastballs. That's the thing today. You had guys missing meatballs, missing pitches right down Broadway at certain points in this game. They just couldn't take advantage of pitches that they should really be driving and be aggressive and be attacking. And you saw Max Muncy, he did just that. He hits a 2-run shot to extend his on-base streak to 19 games. And like I said, in recent weeks, you saw me the video I dropped a couple days ago. He's been walking less, but he's been hitting more. So you're seeing a more aggressive approach at the plate. He's attacking pitches he knows he can drive, and he just crushed him. Another big bomb from Muncy, a big-time monster mash from the funky Muncy. 421 feet for his 5th home run against the Giants. and his 14th, and then against the Giants this season, his 100th career home run. So congratulations to Max Muncy. But here we go. Let's jump into this comment section. We'll break down this game, and we'll figure out what exactly is going on. Daniel, please, Doug, don't show you're worried. You know we will win the division. I'm not worried about the division, but I think that this team, they just lacked this team. Really, to me, what's disappointing is that this look. I mean, I guess the offense slumped when they did. You saw the bats all go cold at the same time. Now it feels like the starting pitching is slumping at the same time. Trevor Bauer didn't have his best outing. Still pitched well enough to give the Dodgers a chance to win in the second game of the series against the Houston Astros. But then Walker Buehler, you're not seeing that swing and miss. You're not seeing those electric punch-outs from Walker Buehler. Yesterday, same thing with Julio Urias. Did not have the command. That was ineffective with the command, was just did not have his best stuff yesterday. And then today, Clayton Kershaw, you saw just did not come out sharp at all. You saw the sliders. You saw the slider did not have that bite that we're used to seeing. He was leaving it up. And even the heater was just missing with it too. So really, when he doesn't have that command and he doesn't have that bite on his slider, a little bit of a warm afternoon out in an afternoon game, he's going to struggle. And like I said, the home runs are starting to trend in the wrong direction because his home runs per nine heading into today, that was at a .84. That was his lowest mark since 2016. His home run to fly ball rate sitting at 10%. That was his lowest since 2016 too. So he was improving upon a lot of those numbers, but today he gives up 2 jacks. And like we said, we can accept them. They're okay as long as he's not walking guys. And the 2-run shot really hurt to Dubon. Dubon to Dubon. But here we go. SMH, Mr. Glass, AD. It's a wrap for the season from Anthony Keene. Very disappointing for Bill Milton. I think it's time we trade Bellinger. That's from Josh. I don't think you would ever consider trading a player with that much team control left that you don't know if he's going to how his season even looks. I mean, trade Bellinger, I think that's probably one of the Dodgers aren't even considering that at the moment, I'll be honest with you. Way to go, Big Blue. But should they trade Bellinger? I mean, he's even today, outstanding defense. You saw the range he had on display today. It's going to take him some time to really get his rhythm back at the plate. Today, Cody Bellinger was missing. Gossman was just fantastic. You saw that splitter, that change. He has 33 splitters. He threw 33 splitters and changeups combined. 31 of those for strikes. He ended up with 6 punch-outs. 3 of those were via the splitter, 2 via the fastball, and 1 via that changeup. So you saw today they were 0 for 10 against his splitter and 0 for 1 against his changeup. Kevin Gausman is having a fantastic year. You heard Oral Hershiser talking about the possibility of him starting for the National League in the All-Star game, and he came into today 5-0 with a 1.53 ERA. And he ends the night. Now he lowers the ERA today to 1.40. So they definitely have a true ace up there in San Francisco, at least for this season. And, Clayton Kershaw was unable to match him today. I mean, he was outdueled, and really he just didn't have his – it was kind of almost a miracle that Clayton Kershaw ended up going 6 innings, considering how rough those first couple innings end up being. But here we go. We got because Mookie didn't use Flonase. Oh, I like that one, Ari. Yeah. He didn't play because of his allergies today, but we're too complacent. That's from Richie. Anthony King Kershaw was horrible, but the offense is the reason for the loss. I mean, look, they picked it up late. They give you 2 home. I mean, when you hit 2 home runs in a game that are both 2-run shots, you're gonna give yourself a chance to win. But unfortunately, that 5-run lead was proved to be insurmountable for the Dodgers today, and usually it's when they're scoring 3 runs or less that they're going to lose. But the last 2 games, you're seeing they're scoring over 4 runs, and they still lose to this Giants team. And, it starts with starting pitching. It always does with this team, and Clayton Kershaw was just not sharp today. And it was really disappointing considering the outing that he just had, which was really his best outing of the year, I think, considering the circumstances. He had some other really nice outings this year too, but I think going into Houston and dominating the way he did, making it the first time he had recorded an out in the 8th inning since 2018, I thought that he was going to be on a roll. And it was another big game against a team wearing orange, and I thought that he was going to come out and pitch a much better game. But especially against this Giants team, he's 24 and 14 with a 1.79 ERA. best ever versus the Giants. They're hitting a career 202 against him. He's had so much success against this team, and today he ends up going 6 innings, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits, including those 2 home runs, the Dubon bomb, the 2-run shot in the first, and the Slater home run there in the third. So he finished with 6 punchies and 3 walks through 104 pitches, 64 for strikes, and was 17 for 27 on first pitch strikes. Did have 14 swings and misses, which was pretty nice considering we weren't really seeing that in his last outing. But look, Clayton Kershaw will tell you, he was not commanding the strike zone like he needs to. With his velocity the way it is, and with his slider the way it is, and his curveball, he needs to be pinpoint. He needs to be laser-like with his command. And when it's off and the slider doesn't have its sharp bite to it, he's going to struggle and he's going to give up bombs when he leaves it up in the zone and he leaves up the hanging sliders. But LOL, look at some of the comments, Doug. Pitiful. We got Kershaw was horrible. We got the Giants had a strategy and to swing early. The Dodgers never have a strategy, but analytics, that's freaking it. From Larry over on Facebook. I mean, I think that's a fair question if you want to be honest, because I did like the approach that the Giants had. They were just, if they can drive pitches, they're going to swing at them. They're going to attack pitches they think they can drive. And I think that you saw today, Chris Taylor, Gavin Lux missed a couple. Justin Turner missed one there late. There's opportunities during this game to drive some pitches, but you know the Dodgers and their relentless approach that has proven to be one of the best in the game is they like to make pitchers work. They don't like to expand the strike zone, and sometimes are they a little too picky for the pitches they want to attack? I mean, that's a fair question when you see in a game like this, but in an entire 162-game season, we've seen it work. We've seen it pay dividends. So I think the Dodgers are going to stick to their approach and hope guys get hot. And this week, like I said, they hit 182 at the plate. But Betts can't buy Clareton with that $365 million contract. Just don't like being behind San Diego and San Francisco. Look, it's not how you start. It's not how your record looks towards the end of May. It's how it looks towards October when the Dodgers will be punching their ticket to another postseason where they've won their 9th straight division title. So, look, I mean, I think it's only good for the Dodgers, if you want my honest opinion, because you thought they looked complacent today. Well, if they look complacent and they're in a division battle where they're fighting with not just the Padres, which we all thought they were going to fight with for this division, but now you add the rival Giants. Look, they have nothing to be complacent about. They should go to work every day feeling the sense of urgency to get these wins and collect these W's, because really you got to keep pace in the NL West, which has proven to be one of the best divisions in all of Major League Baseball. But we're better than them, but I think they're hungry. Richie Salmon, I think that I wouldn't say they're hungrier. I mean, how were they hungry last week when they got swept at home, when the Dodgers took 3 games and they looked like they were significantly the better team? Yes, I think that, like I was saying when I was on Blue Heaven, that this series could have really sunk the Giants if the Dodgers had taken 4 games from them and really buried them. And you start to think, if you're the Giants, maybe we do start considering, maybe are we going to make some trades? Are we going to try to unload and punt on this season with the Dodgers and the Padres starting to gain some separation and pulling away? But no, they went in there. They've got some veteran talent. You saw that with Longoria. You saw that great play by Tauchman that Tauchman made to get Pujols. I mean, really, this should be a split if Tauchman didn't make that miraculous catch, which is definitely going to be a contender for catch of the year, where he just stole Pujols' lunch money. And then today, they had a nice they had a rally late, but really, yesterday's game was definitely not where it needed to be as far as the pitching goes. And really, the starting staff has carried this Dodger team, but now you combine that with a lot of mediocre pieces, a lot of 7-Eleven sushi. You know, you can't make a 3-star Michelin meal out of 7-Eleven sushi. And basically, that's kind of what's going on with some of these bullpen pieces. Today, I thought that Joe Kelly was wild when he came out there. Not his best appearance today. I thought Victor Gonzalez came in, pitched really well, gave the Dodgers a chance there, and they kept that deficit at 5, but unfortunately just wasn't enough, and we couldn't get that rally. I thought the Will Smith, I'm not going to argue too much. They caught the corner a little bit, but with 2 strikes on you, the way the umpires have been calling balls and strikes this year, you just kind of have to make that adjustment, and you just can't take a pitch like that in that situation. You can complain all you want and debate whether or not that's a strike or ball, but at that stage of the game, you really can't have the bat on your shoulder. You got to stay aggressive. And look, I want to see this team with a little more of an aggressive approach at the plate. But we'll get those water-hoarding battery checklists for Craig Osterberg. Matty Man Dodge, starting pitching was the only thing keeping us going. If they falter, we are in trouble. So Matty Man, yeah, I mean, look, that was the foundation of this team this year was the dominant starting pitching. I do think it's a little bit of an aberration. It just so happens it's against a very hungry, like you said, Giants team that's desperate to win, and they're not having their best stuff. Not having their best stuff was against the Giants team was definitely a disappointment, but still have a lot of time to turn around, and I still think that, yeah, Julio Urias, look, I mean, some of these guys have just pitched so phenomenally this entire year. Walker Buehler, I still think is due for that signature, 15 punch-out games where he's really getting those big strikeout numbers, so we haven't seen that yet, but should be losing in our house. Let's go Dodgers Nation from Yobani Chavez. Tom Alfonso, Dave Roberts is losing these games. He doesn't know how to use the relievers or when to pull the starters. So Tom Alfonso, my question to you is, like I said, you want a 3-star Michelin meal, but you have 7-Eleven sushi in the fridge, right? I mean, you try to go out there and you try to use guys like Edwin Uceta, who currently isn't ready, guys like Vesia, who currently isn't ready at this level. So I don't care who you throw out there. He can only make a meal with the ingredients that he has. And look, I think bottom line, this offense hitting 182 this entire week. I mean, Dave Roberts, the guy that just pulled off 12 of 13 when the team had lost 15 of 20. So it's definitely frustrating, the roller coaster ride that has been this season as far as the peaks and valleys go. But, yeah, I mean, to me, I think it's more of a personnel issue at the moment and a health issue than anything that's traced back to Dave Roberts. I think that's kind of the easy thing to do. The easy thing to do is always to blame the manager. That's the easiest thing you can do because it's really just pointing. I mean, look, a manager's decisions, most of the time they're right, but you get exposed for the ones that aren't. I'm not saying that Dave Roberts is a perfect manager, but I'm talking about a guy whose win percentage is, I think it's 612 the last time I checked, has accomplished a lot of great things. I think that if this team is completely healthy this entire year, I think that they have a pretty comfortable lead in the NL West at this point. But, yeah, I mean, your frustration's valid. I totally feel you on that. No, don't trade Belly. I don't know. That was he's still young. Trade Belly for who and what. Yeah, trade Belly, the F you smoke, and you guys are not happy about that one. Diane Schroeder, starting pitching was terrible this weekend. Very disappointing. Definitely was. Still get a let's go Dodgers, though. Yes, Dave Roberts can control the fact of AAA dudes. Yeah, exactly, backup. I mean, geez. It's the low-hanging fruit. Look, like I always say with Dave Roberts, he has to win his second World Series just to win his first World Series. Because at this point, it's clear by your responses anytime the Dodgers are going through a funk or anytime they're going through a losing streak that he's still public enemy number one. And I think that, look, I mean, for some people say, oh, the 60-game World Series was legitimate, and then you attack Dave Roberts and say that he's still not the guy for the job. So, like I said, he needs to win his second World Series to validate himself as the Dodgers manager, and then he'll feel like he's won his first World Series. For a lot of Dodger fans out there that continue to think that he's the root of the Dodgers' problems. But like I said, it's a little more nuanced, a little more complicated than that, especially when he's really kind of executing a game plan that's brought forth through the front office with Andrew Freeman and the analytics department. They're all a one big team there when it comes to how they execute their play on the field. So, I mean, if you want to use him, they'll go for it. I mean, by the way, trade Belly, please. Y'all tripping. That's from Crystal. Yeah, is there anyone out there that wants to trade Bellinger? Let me know. I mean, I heard that earlier. But FLA isn't trading Belly. Relax. Yeah, I mean, we got SF Giants were better this series, hands down. Dodgers are going to get better in the next 2 weeks. Watch, that's from Wilson Zelda. Bringing that positivity. No, I appreciate that. We got Yo Doug. Have you noticed the whole team being late on timing up fastballs this whole year? What are your thoughts? Argon 18. Yes, I have noticed that. I mean, really high velocity heaters, that's kind of what's been hurting Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts last year, he had 324 on fastballs, and you're seeing this year, it's just not the same. He's hitting like, I think 264 something, or I think he's hitting 286, something like that, which is still pretty decent. But last year he was absolutely destroying heaters. And I think that really, I mean, that kind of, it's really a combination of things. The league-wide batting average around 230, one of the worst it's been in 30 years. You're seeing more strikeouts. You're seeing higher velocity. And I think when you're the Dodgers, it is kind of just keeping guys kind of adjusting, kind of staying and making adjustments at the plate. And maybe you don't want to take you don't want to be so selective with the pitches that you're attacking, and you really just want to line one up And I kind of think that needs to be their approach, because you're seeing a couple times that they are missing fastballs in key situations. And yes, they're trained to work the count. They're trained to make the pitcher work, but sometimes you just gotta sell out on one and try to tee up on a heater. And that's, I think, you've seen a lot of success with Max Muncy of late. Is he's mashing fastballs, he's really mashing everything. Really, Max Muncy, he's still really killing it of late. But yeah, I agree with you on that one. Guys, at least we're not the Braves, though. Yeah, I mean, geez. We need to get better. That's from Paul Vaughn. Adam, analyze it all you want. It won't change the outcome. Okay. I hope we don't get back into this slump. That's from Lauren. That's a great point there that you made right there, because you lose 4 out of your last 5 games just like that. How rapidly a baseball season progresses, that, hey, maybe there's a couple more games and you start worrying that the Dodgers are right back in the funk that we thought they had just gotten out of. So, like I said, it's been a roller coaster of a ride this season with the injuries, with the peaks and valleys, the hot start. But Zach McKinstry back, Cody Bellinger back. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to get completely reacclimated to this team, to get their rhythm back, to get their feel for the game back and their swing back. And like I said, if it leads to a couple outs early on, a couple strikeouts in big situations, it's going to pay off once they really click into place. And like I said, things click for Bellinger and Zach McKinstry. But Mookie Betts is really starting to concern me. Robert Roach, I'm about to drop a video on our YouTube channel about Mookie Betts probably after this show. Go to youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. I think when it comes to Mookie Betts, really, he's a great player that's going through a big slump. I mean, I don't mean, is he injured? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Mookie Betts needs to go on the IL? Do you think his shoulder's hurt? Do you think that back is still stiff? Do you think that his skills are eroding? I mean, he turns 29 on October 7th, so he's still in the prime of his career. So there's really no reason why he should be falling off to this extent. I mean, last year, he's an MVP, Kent. He's second in the MVP race to Freddie Freeman. You're seeing this year he's really fallen off at this point. But here, that wasn't very cash money from Roach. Roberts can only manage with a DH. That's from Neil. Like I said, that's another example too. Can he win a World Series with National League rules? And like I said, he's got to win his second to win his first. So yeah, Pooh reveal. What is that? We still got more time, but it's unfortunate that we lose these games. No problem. We'll make it straight. We'll make it straight in October. That's from Angel. Roberts lets too many guys play like he's coaching AYSO. That's from Neil. I like that. Seager will be back in 4 weeks. We got Seager will fix everything. Elder Juan. I disagree with that, because, I mean, we got to see Seager start hitting like he was last year, in the postseason last year, because the reality is that Corey Seager was going through it multiple times this year, and it wasn't like he was setting the world on fire when he was there. So to act like Corey Seager's going to come back and fix all the Dodgers' problems offensively, I think that that's just not going to be the case. I think that, I mean, if you look at Corey Seager this year, he had a 120 OPS plus when he went down. He was hitting 265, had an on-base of 361, and was slugging 422. Last year, he slugged 585. So he was crushing it last year at an OPS of 943. This year, an OPS of 783. So he has to still come back and prove that he can regain the status that he was at in 2020 when he was one of the game's best hitters. And I still think he definitely can, but I don't think we can completely rely on, he's going to be this fix-all. Like he's going to be, a flex seal. He's going to be a flex seal to this Dodgers offense. I mean, it's a lot of moving parts of this. Gavin Lux still sucks. That's from Tyler Randall. So Gavin Lux still sucks. I mean, he did great. I mean, one of the only big hits today was Gavin Lux's big double. And I mean, on the where he popped out there, he had an opportunity there late in the ninth there. But yeah, I think that Gavin Lux is still definitely. He's hitting the ball hard, and I think that he's only getting better. I think that Gavin Lux is definitely a star in the making. I truly believe that, and we've seen it over the last couple of weeks. I mean, Gavin Lux, if you look at last 6 games for Gavin Lux, he's starting to go through it once again, and he's actually 2 for 20 in his last 7 games. So last 15 for Gavin Lux. He's hitting, 13 for his last 49, but you're seeing much better at-bats. You're seeing him hit the ball hard, And I still think that, look, you got to treat him as if he's almost a rookie player out there that's trying to figure out his craft and trying to get better every single day. So I don't think that Gavin Lux sucks by any stretch. Do you guys? Let me know down below in the comments section. But yeah, let's get into this game here. Actually, let's do some more comments. Belly and Siegs will fix everything. We got you saw that today. Didn't seem to phase Albert. He hit another one today. Yeah, I mean, Albert Pujols, give him a lot of credit. I mean, for people that going out there, Albert Pujols is just his clubhouse presence. He's just his gimmick or something like that. He's out here producing. I mean, really should have been his third home run in 3 nights. Albert Pujols is definitely heating up, and it's going to be a real conversation as far as keeping him in the lineup. I mean, that bat that he's swinging, the slugging, the pop is there, and he could be on a tear, and you got to really take advantage if he's going to find a hot streak. We got Dodgers hitting approach with runners in scoring position, home run or bust. As for Neil, the starting pitching has been carrying this team. Fatigue is a factor. It's a good point. I mean, it's a really fantastic point from Aleda/Andy Taylor's. That look, I mean, the fact is, this is the first 162-game season since 2019, and it's really uncharted waters for a lot of these players, having had the year they had last year and trying to readjust to the length of a season this year, where it's a true marathon. It's back to being a full 162-game season, and we're seeing that there could be a little bit of lull. And look, this is about the 52-game mark, I believe, something around that. And last year they're at 60 games. So look, your body adjusts, and I think there could be something to that. Diane Schroeder, I challenge all the armchair managers out there to do a better overall job than Doc has done. Don Kim, what up, Don Kim? That 9th inning rally. This Dodger team is scaring me. That's from Bed and Co's over on YouTube. Backup T1. One thing that is frustrating is the fact that we traded Dylan Floro to get Trip Alex Vesia with the AAA. I like that. Backup T1. It's my man Clint Pacias. By the way, watch the Blue Heaven podcast tomorrow, flagship show hosted by Clint Pacias and Brooks Smith. Well, actually, I don't think they're on tomorrow because it's Memorial Day. I got to find out about that. But, yeah. Doc is fine. We will bounce back. We need to start winning. 100th career homer for Muncy. Yeah, big shout out. Yeah, smash that like button. Hit that retweet the show, share the show, all that good stuff for Max Muncy. Considering what he went through, thinking maybe, am I even a big leaguer? He gets the A's just basically say, we're done with you. Goes on to hit 35 home runs in 2018, 35 in 2019, 12 last year. This year he's playing like a top 10 player in Major League Baseball. He's in the MVP conversation, and we're almost into June. So I think it's just it's almost a Hollywood script for what Max Muncy has. But, hey, UCLA softball is going to the World Series from Paul Vaughn. Yes, they definitely are. They just beat Virginia Tech. And look, they're still the defending champions because they won in 2019. And there was no season in 2020. So, yeah, shout out to them. How are we feeling about Pujols' last at-bats? I mean, I think that Albert Pujols, like I said, a real spark, more than a spark, a guy that is going out there and he's giving the Dodgers some pop. He's giving the Dodgers some home runs, some slug. And like I said, I mean, it should have been one of the most memorable moments of the season on Friday night, if not for a fantastic play by Tauchman. And if you look at Albert Pujols, yeah, I mean, it's been really nice to see it because it looks like he's really starting to lock in there. I mean, you see him, even the effort. I mean, just running out that double like he did the other night on Thursday night. If you saw how he ran out and avoided grounding into a double play today. I mean, it's actually really impressive what he's able to do. I'm telling you, the guy's 44 years old, and what he's doing, okay, I know he's listed at 41, but trust me, Google it. There's a reason why he's 44, and there's a lot of evidence that he's 44, but I don't even care. I don't care if he's 94. I mean, I really don't. I think it's amazing what he's able to do at over the age of 40. To me, it's incredible. I mean, heading into today, he was hitting 235, OPSing 748 with the Dodgers, 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Today he adds another couple RBIs and another home run. So already has 3 home runs in Dodger blue, and he's looking like he's really starting to get comfortable out there playing at Dodger Stadium, playing in front of this fan base. It looks like he's absolutely reinvigorated doing what he's doing. And, yeah, I mean, he's in his last 6 games, he's OPSing 882. So, I mean, yeah, it's a major upgrade when you consider him as a right-handed bat off the bench. And look, I mean, I think he could go on a tear, and you really got to take advantage of these hot streaks. But slumping bums, wild card bound. Jimbo, do you think Trevor will want to stay with LA? That's Jimbo. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't want to stay with LA. I mean, LA, they're perennial World Series contenders, and you saw, I mean, to me, when you look at his Twitter, his Instagram, his YouTube channel, they have blown up exponentially since he aligned his brand with one of the biggest brands in baseball, pretty much the biggest brand outside the New York Yankees. So to me, I mean, really, unless you're going to go to the Yankees, and to me, that's pretty much an argument at this point, Yankees-Dodgers for biggest brand in baseball based on the success the Dodgers have had of late. I mean, it's pretty much only down from there. And when you consider, too, the Dodgers, how they embrace analytics, how they embrace him, letting him be who he is. I mean, I think that it makes a lot of sense. But look, I mean, at the end of the day, it really comes down to performance, and I think it's kind of almost still a mutual thing. Obviously, you can opt in for that second year, $45 million, 12 year for the last year. But look, I mean, let's say he has an insane year, the market gets healthier, and there's some 5, 6, 7 year contracts out there, and then he's done. I mean, he's $200+ million. So I think there's a lot that will play into it, and it's mainly how much success is he going to have, not only in the regular season, but in the postseason. For me, my thing with Bauer is, look, I mean, you don't want Bauer to use all of his bullets in the regular season. Bauer's bullets, the Dodgers got Bauer's bullets for the postseason and to really kind of carry them during the regular season. But like 126 pitches on Friday, you saw he looked not his best early on. Gave up the 2 bombs in the game against Houston. And I think that, look, I mean, if you look at the course of his career, he's a guy that can pitch on shorter rests. He's a guy that can pitch, that can still be effective if he throws a lot of pitches the night before, the outing before. But if you're the Dodgers, I think you definitely want to maybe have some conversations with him about what is best in the long run. And when I say long run, I mean this year. And, yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see if he can continue to pitch this effectively at the rate he is with the pitch counts, with the shorter rest and things like that. But I definitely think that LA and Trevor Bauer make a lot of sense. We got Lux is a good player from Paul Vaughn. Michael Nelson, they've been back for 2 games. Relax. Exactly. I mean, seriously. I mean, relax on Cody Bellinger and Zach McKinstry. They're going to be just fine. Lux sucks. He's not a star. He makes joke Dodgers trash, Kershaw garbage. Okay, tell me how you really feel. I want Ross Stripling and Ryu back. Ryu's been balling. Ross Stripling is definitely a luxury to have, especially if you have injuries. But yeah, I think Ryu. I mean, really, if you look at this rotation, we'll see how Tony Gonsolin pitches. Because we'll see how Tony Gonsolin pitches. But yeah, it would be nice. But at that price, could you have paid Ryu what they're paying him, and would they have also signed Trevor Bauer had they already made a deal for Ryu? I don't think they would have. So, in my opinion, I'm okay with not having Ryu based on the financial ramifications of it. I love the guy. It'd be great if he was on our team for nothing, right? Like if he was still under team control or something like that. But based on the numbers, I don't think it would make too much sense. So weird how there's so many injuries so soon. I figured that it would be way later from back at T1. Yeah, I forgot who wrote a piece on that, but it's absolutely insane. I mean, 400 people on the IL. It's crazy the records that they're setting with that. And I do think that really I blame the owners. I truly do blame the owners for last season, and I definitely think that they're getting what they deserve as far as learning from this, learning from what they did in 2020. Because like a shorter season, you need these guys. The rate at which they play, how taxing this game can be. You need a 100-game season last year plus postseason, and I think that you're starting to see it. It's one of the many reasons why you're seeing more injuries right now. But Deborah Young, what up, Deborah Young? How's it going? We do well when we play small ball. Good point. Your feed keeps having static every 3 seconds. Is it? I don't know. I'll have to look in that. Let me know. Are you guys hearing static? Let me know. Shout out to Clint. LOL. Yep. We need a 5th starter. Dave Roberts always been through the Dodgers problem since day one. No mo FOMO. Hey, Doug, why didn't they just start Price till Tony comes back in the regular season or postseason? That's from No Mo FOMO. That's a fair question. I think that the more the Dodgers suffer in these bullpen games, that's another thing that you really got to consider because, yes, the fact that he was a bullpen piece, it did allow him to return sooner from that hamstring strain, but it's David Price, okay? And David Price is a guy that fully intended, he would have been a starter for sure last year, right? And he is up there, 35, 36. I think he's 35, I believe. Yeah, I mean, I think that look, it was probably a mutual decision. Probably David Price was kind of honest with them as far as where he is physically and how long that would have taken him to ramp up to being a starter. But it is a fair question, and really, it kind of makes you think that, I mean, hindsight is always 20/20. The hindsight hyenas, as I like to always come out, and you start to see him kind of second guess things. But the reality is, before the year, you had Dustin May, you had Tony Gonsolin, and Gonsolin goes out first, and he was going to be in the bullpen at that point too. But then you lose Dustin May, which really hurt things and put the Dodgers behind the 8 ball as far as their depth goes. And then you got guys that are not quite ready to come up, like Josiah Gray, who, I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be out of necessity. Maybe they'll explore that at some point this season, depending on if guys can stay healthy and if guys can return from the IL and start executing and playing their role in that bullpen. But D-Mac, where are these haters coming from in the chat? Hey, man, you know, they hate us because they ain't us, the Los Angeles Dodgers. But yeah, man, it's all good. Look, I get it, man. This is what this show's all about. This is what this show's about, man. It's cathartic. You guys come out here and you give me your takes, and even if I don't agree with them, I respect your takes because, yeah, man, you guys just got to bring it. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. We don't always agree on everything, but we all agree that we want the Dodgers to have success and win the World Series and do what they've been doing for the last 8 years. And when they go through these funks, it definitely is hurt. Yes, hearing static. Yes, hearing static. Oh, interesting. I don't know what that's about, really. Yeah, I don't know. Find out. Yes, so glad the static. Let me see what's up with this. See if it's a plug-in issue. I really don't know. Here we go. There we go. All right, yo. Doug, you're cracking out every 2 seconds. Wow, that's not good at all. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna find out what is going on with that. But let me know if the little adjustment I made kind of fixed it. But that's not good at all, man. Jeez, sorry, guys. The technology. Here we go. Audio. I can hear you. Okay, cool. Audio sucks. Dude, what is up with this audio here? Let's see. Yeah, it should be good. All good. So, yeah, is it fixed now? I think, hello. I think my thing might have been loose or something. Let me know down below in the comments, guys. Is it good now? I was going to jail for 20 years? Jeez, that's crazy. Yeah, I just dropped him for my fantasy team. I don't care what happens. That's no good at all, man. That's terrible. Hello. Is it audio garbage, bro? Roberts has 3 pennants. Yeah, let me find out what's going on here. Doug Kraken Dodgers play like track do. No, it's still static. Not really sure what's going on today with this, but let me find out. And yeah, I don't know. Unplug and replug. I like it. Let me blow on the cartridge. Let's see here. I don't know what that's all about. Bum bum. We just signed Doug as a new Dodger manager. Hey man, I would love that gig. Yeah. So here we go. Audio is still a little shaky. All right, cool. Let me see what is going on here. Yo. 1 second. Yeah. Signed Doug with Sports in LA. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see. Does it still sound bad, guys? Let me know. But yeah, Roger Kennard, and a pleasant good afternoon to y'all. Let's go Dodgers. Roger, the Los Angeles Dodger. What up, Roger? Here we go. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, getting into this game a little bit. So top of the first inning, it was just not a good start. So Austin Slater, he ripped a base hit into So Eric Allen, good on TV, still rough. We can hear you, Doug, just cracks sometimes. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to find out what's up with this. It might be I don't know. But I'll figure it out. We'll just kind of knock this. Still cracking out. Man, I don't know I can't really think about what it could be. Yeah, man, I'm going to figure this thing out. When your audio gets loud, it's not too bad, bro. Okay, yeah, I'll figure this out. We're trying to knock this one out. Top of the first inning, Austin Slater ripped a base hit into left field, left the slider up, didn't bite, and then Solano singled to center. Fastball top of the zone, kind of just cranked it. And then a wild pitch by Kershaw allowed the runners to advance to second and third. And then on a 3-2 count, Kershaw gets Flores to chase on the slider for the first out. And then on an 0-2 count, Longoria grounds to third. Slater scores from first, make it 1-0 Giants. And then first pitch to Dubon, he cranks one off the pole and left for a 2-run shot to make it 3-0 San Francisco. And there you go. I mean, he kind of left one right in his nitro zone, and he just hits that slider, and then just like that, it's 3-0. And then he strikes out Duggar with the slider on a 3-2 count. So, yeah, I mean, if you look at it, yeah, that's just a rough first inning there for Clayton Kershaw. He kind of pimped a little Dubon. You guys see he did the little Trevor Bauer sword thing. That definitely, I thought that would really kind of light the Dodgers up, and they would really kind of wake up and want to just come back and score a lot of runs. But fortunately, Gossman was just on his game. And then jumping to the top of the third, Austin Slater hits a bomb, making it 4-0 Giants. He let the slider up, and you saw he has to keep it. He has to really just have the command for that. And if he leaves him hanging, guys are going to be banging. You saw that on that play. And Solano, he grounded to the pitcher for the first out. Flores flied to center for the second out. It was nice to have that belly range there. So defensively, he's going to be an upgrade. And you saw it right there on that play. Just kind of made it look easy. And then Longoria reaches on an infield single. And then with Dubon at the plate, they picked off Longoria to get out of the inning. So at that point, 4-0 Giants. And then top of the fourth, Dubon reached on a bunt single. Kershaw walks Duggar. And then Casali flied to second on a great play by Max Muncy. So getting it done at second base today defensively. He's playing Gold Glove first base and Gold Glove caliber defense at first. To see him kind of play well at second was really nice to see because, I mean, if Pujols continues to rake and then you have Muncy at second, it kind of opens things up. But then Togman grounded first. Dubon advanced to third. Duggar to second. Then on the first pitch to Gossman, he singles to left, scoring Dubon, making it 5-0 Giants. So he gets Slater grounded to third at the end of the inning, but an RBI single to the pitcher, you just can't have that. It was a fastball. He was attacking. And, yeah, I mean, that's how you knew it was going to be a bad day. It gets that single right there, makes it 5-0 Giants. And you see they get the 2-run shot there from Max Muncy in the bottom of the eighth, and then you get the 2-run shot from Pujols in the bottom of the ninth, but it just wasn't enough. The Dodgers lose again. But here we go. Julio was a nice kid. We are sleepwalking again. The Giants are a bunch of scrubs. That's from Jim Foster. We got Giants were prepared for Kersh and Urias. We got Anthony from Paul Vaughn. Anthony King. Clayton doesn't seem to like day games. We got Deborah Young. I agree. Tony Crenshaw seems to have issues throwing day games. I mean, look, definitely a little more sharp during night games, and you see sometimes it affects his slider. It kind of affects some of his off-speed stuff. But today, look, he's got to adjust. I mean, yes, you're gonna have more home runs potentially during day games, but he's got to find a way to be effective, make those adjustments. And bottom line, I don't care if it's day or night, you have to find a way to command that strike zone. 17 for 27 on first pitch strikes today. I think he threw 64 strikes out of 104 pitches today, and he'll tell you that he needs to produce a better number when it comes to that. But here we go. We got Kershaw, not his best performance. Bellinger failed to learn anything while he was off, playing with himself, no hits. I mean, V-Track. I mean, come on, this is baseball. This is not even a small sample size at this point. I mean, he's going to need more time. We got, I thought it was kind of obvious how the Giants were attacking early. I don't know why he threw so many bad first pitches. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of my point there. But here we go. Not today. But, yep, guys. Yeah, unfortunate loss, but the Dodgers, they're going to be fine. They're going to get healthy. And I think that, yeah, they took 3 of 4, and at some point you do have to kind of tip your cap to that Giants team that they have a lot of veterans on that team. You got older players that are having resurgent years with Posey and Brandon Crawford. Even Evan Longoria is scorching the baseball of late, one of the hottest hitters this week. And then that Kevin Gossman, they got a real dog, a real frontline starter. So, look, at some point you're going to have to really – maybe at some point you're going to have to consider the Giants legitimate threats if they can continue to win like this, and then you have to deal with the Padres. So, to me, I actually think it's a positive because the last thing I wanted would have been would be the Dodgers to have a 15-game lead and just coasting the whole year, and then the division round is when they're playing their first relevant baseball in months, and all of a sudden they're down a 1-0 or 2-0, and then they lose early like they did to the Nationals in 2019. So I do think that you just kind of have to play this out and get guys healthy, find out what's going on with Mookie Betts. Can they get their $365 million man right? Can the starters avoid a big slump? Because it was a bad weekend for Buehler, Urias, and Clayton Kershaw. And then Trevor Bauer, will he have a more efficient outing against the St. Louis Cardinals? So I still think that, and look, I mean, Kenley Jansen, have they learned from their mistakes from not pitching on back-to-back nights? I mean, they got a little greedy with Kenley Jansen. And look, I mean, having him coming in with the runner on second is just not the best for Kenley. But yeah, I mean, a lot of question marks. It really what it comes down to is the offense really needs to be more consistent at the plate. They need to do a better job attacking fastballs, attacking pitches that they can hit, stop missing pitches. And if this Dodgers starting staff starts to really slump, it could be a real issue. I think there's too much talent in that Dodgers starting rotation with Urias and Buehler and the guys we mentioned. And then we'll see Tony Gonsolin has done a nice job ramping up into sliding into that fifth starter's role. So, look, I mean, I do think that that's going to be interesting these next couple weeks, and I really do think we're already scoreboard watching. We're watching really relevant baseball in the month of May. It hasn't been like that in the NL West for that in recent vintage. I mean, you're seeing the Dodgers really have some serious competition with the San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants this year, and I do think that competition is going to bring the best out of the Dodgers team. So, but yeah, guys, sorry about the audio issues. I'm going to get to the bottom of that right after the show, find out what went wrong, what happened. I don't think I've ever really had that issue during one of these live shows, but thanks for the feedback. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. We'll be back Tuesday or Wednesday this week. I'm not sure exactly which night we're going to be going live, but as always, thanks for rocking with us. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. I'm going to drop a video on Mookie probably tonight or tomorrow morning, something like that, but be on the lookout for that. Be sure to, for all things Dodger baseball, head over to DodgersNation.com. For the latest Dodgers Nation gear, head over to GearUp.LA. Some of the best Dodgers t-shirt designs in the game. You're going to find it right over there at GearUp.LA. Remember, nothing brings us together like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A rivalry Tatis score. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.